the hardest thing, I think, was the fact that, I mean, a lot of our 50 plus residents are online, but for those who aren't, the gap is so great between not being online and being online.
We've had lots of people lose their jobs, and some people's access to the internet was through work devices, so they might have had a laptop previously, but that device, once they were made redundant, was taken off them, which meant that they didn't have access to that anymore. Or it might have been that, you know, they can use a device, but they've had to cut costs in the house for their bills.
Lots of older people that we worked with previously used community technology provisions. So, for example, library services, citizens advice bureaus, and then with restrictions coming in place, they've essentially lost their access to these community provisions to technology and can't rely on them anymore.
I would say that people often come to us because they need a device, but then in that process we identify that they don't have the skills to use that device or the support to gain those skills. So we have a referral saying this person needs to have a device. But when we speak to that person, what becomes very clear very quickly is that they need wraparound support with that device to help them get set up and moving on.
I'm so proud of how our staff have had to pivot and change and adapt what we do to keep supporting our older people in our 50 plus residents in Thanet, because you know, we could have just said, you know what, it's too hard to deliver all of this kind of stuff online or to change what we do. But we were like, no, we know there are 9,000 people that still need our support.
Organisationally, I guess I'd just say that being kind of adaptable and flexible enough to move our model into a remote support model has meant that we've continued to deliver kind of really vital support to older people at a time when they need us the most. Another way in which people have lost access is some older people we work with relied on technology through friends and family. And this became more difficult when they were less able to see their friends and family.
We've seen the need. There is a real need for people who previously haven't been interested in being online, couldn't afford to be online, whatever reason. They've seen that there is now this need and a use for being online, but it is a real challenge to be able to help people when we're trying to do it all remotely, and we're doing it with technology that is brand new to them.
We had somebody that was really reluctant, and a lot of older people are, to be honest, and if they get offered a device, quite often they will say no. So it is that extra layer of support that's needed for older people to encourage them to have a try, and that's what this digital project has done. It's meant that even throughout COVID, that people are connected to family, to support services, to their local shopping, that they can do these things independently.
Luckily, most people have my phone. I've been using it since probably 2003 or 4. So I've never changed my number. So everyone who knows just picks up the phone or text. So I ended up saying to people, just text me, I'll get back to you.